Between April 1971 and September 1972, the nation's capital became a hunting ground. 6 young black girls, ages 10 to 18, vanished while walking home from school. From the store, from the bus stop, all 6 were found strangled, their bodies dumped along busy Washington-Baltimore highways like trash. 5 of the 6 had handwritten notes tucked into their pockets or forced into their mouths. The notes were signed the same way every time. The Freeway Phantom. He mocked the police. He mocked the families. He even called one mother to gloat. 54 years later, every single murder is still unsolved. This is the story of the Freeway Phantom. Washington, D.C., spring 1971. The city is still raw from the 1968 riots. Neighborhoods east of the Anacostia River are poor, proud, and overlooked. Parents tell their children, stay on main streets, walk in groups, be home before dark. But the rules don't matter when the hunter is patient. Victim number 1. Carol Spinks, age 13. Sunday, April 25, 1971. Denise's mother sends her to the 7-Eleven 6 blocks away for TV, guide, and groceries. It is 7:15 p.m. and still light outside. Denise never comes home. 6 days later, a hitchhiker spots something in the grass embankment of the Anacostia Freeway near the Maryland line. Denise's body is lying face down, clothes partially removed. She has been strangled with a rope or cord. The medical examiner estimates she was kept alive for 3 or 4 days before she was killed. 2 months of silence follow. Then the Phantom strikes again. July 8, 1971. Darlenia Johnson, 16, disappears after leaving her summer job at the Oxon Hill Recreation Center. 11 days later, her decomposed body is found, just 100 feet from where Carol Spinks was discovered. Again strangled. Again kept alive for days. 19 days after that, on July 27, 1971, Brenda Crockett, 10 years old, vanishes while running an errand to the store for her mother. That evening, around 10:30 p.m., the Crockett family phone rings. Brenda's 7-year-old sister answers. A man's calm voice says, "I have Brenda." She's crying. She wants to come home. He tells the little girl to tell her mother Brenda will be returned in a cab from Virginia. 2 hours later, Brenda's body is found on Route 50 near the Prince George's County line. She has been strangled with a scarf that still carries the knot. A note in her pocket, written in her own handwriting but dictated by the killer, reads, "This is tantamount to my insensitivity to people, especially women. I will admit the others when you catch me if you can." Freeway Phantom. Panic spreads across Southeast DXC. Parents stop letting children walk anywhere alone. Black community leaders accuse the police of not caring because the victims are poor and black. The police insist they are doing everything possible, but the bodies keep appearing. October 1st, 1971. Nenomoshia Yates, 12, disappears after leaving her home on 13th Street NE to go to a Safeway 2 blocks away. Her body is found 4 hours later on the shoulder of the Baltimore-Washington Parkway. She is the only victim killed the same day she was taken. Strangled again. No note this time. November 15th, 1971. Brenda Woodard, 18, the oldest victim. She misses her usual bus home from school in Maryland and decides to hitchhike. Her body is discovered the next morning beside Route 102 in Prince George's County. She has been stabbed multiple times in addition to being strangled. In her coat pocket, a chilling poem written on notebook paper in her own handwriting, again dictated by the killer. "You are my prey. You are my victim. You are my chosen. This is your fate." Signed, the Freeway Phantom. The final victim, Diane Williams, 17. September 5th, 1972. Diane is last seen boarding a bus near her home in Congress Heights. Her body is found hours later along I-295. Strangled, no note. 6 girls, all black, all taken from Southeast DXC or Prince George's County. All strangled, 5 kept alive for days, fed, possibly talked to. All dumped within a 20-mile radius of the city, always beside a highway where they would be found quickly. The task force grows to more than 100 detectives. They interview thousands of people. They trace every car seen near the dump sites. They set up roadblocks. They offer rewards. They bring in FBI profilers. Nothing works. The Phantom is organized, intelligent, and local. He knows the neighborhoods. He knows the bus routes. He knows which girls walk alone. He has a place to keep them alive for days without being discovered. He forces them to write the notes so their handwriting will confuse investigators. He wants credit. He wants fear. Suspects come and go. Members of a local gang called the Green Viga. Rapists are arrested for unrelated assaults. Some detectives believe the Phantom is part of that group. No evidence sticks. A former DXC police officer named Robert Askins is investigated years later. In 1978, he is convicted of murdering another woman and sentenced to life. In his home, police find the word tantamount written in his own notes, the same unusual word used in Brenda Crockett's message. He once worked as a janitor near some of the abduction sites. He owned a van. He is now dead. DNA from the crime scenes does not match him. Another suspect, a man named Edward Sullivan, bragged to cellmates he was the Phantom. He failed a polygraph. No physical evidence. In 2010, advanced DNA testing links 2 of the murders to a single unknown male profile. The other 4 cases have no usable DNA left. That profile has never been matched to anyone in any database. As of 2025, the Metropolitan Police Department still lists all 6 cases as open and active. Detectives say they receive new tips every year. Some believe the killer is long dead. Others believe he is still alive, in his 70s or 80s, living quietly somewhere in the DXC area. The victims: Carol Spinks 13, Darlenia Johnson 16, Brenda Crockett 10, Nenomoshia Yates 12, Brenda Woodard 18, Diane Williams 17. 6 names that should never be forgotten. 6 families that still wait for justice. 6 notes that still mock the city. The Freeway Phantom was never caught. He walked the same streets, rode the same buses, watched the same news reports that begged him to stop. He heard the mothers cry on television, and he simply disappeared. Some detectives believe he still drives those highways at night. Some believe he still keeps the notes the girls wrote for him. Some believe he still smiles when he hears his old nickname. If you have any information, even something small from 50 years ago, the Metropolitan Police Department wants to hear from you. The tip line is still open. Calls can be anonymous, because somewhere, someone knows the name of the man who called himself the Freeway Phantom. Carol, Darlenia, Brenda, Nenomoshia, Brenda, Diane. Their stories are not over.